Viral Science, the home of creativity.
Hey friends, welcome back to another video. This is the amazing PiCrawler robot with fully metal body and runs on a Raspberry Pi. It was sent to me by SunFounder. Links to purchase this will be in the description so you can check it out. So now let's get started with this video. So now let's quickly unbox it and see what's inside. So on the top you will find this user manual where all the components are listed, and there is a step-by-step instruction manual to assemble this robot. So this is very important, so read it carefully and assemble the bot. So next we have got all the parts of the robot. So this will be used to prepare the legs of the robot and the body, the main chassis, and all these are made out of metal, so it's very durable. So next we have got all these 4 boxes, so let's quickly unbox it, and here we go. So first we have the servo motors. In total we have got 12 servo motors, and these are the metal gear servo motors. Next we have got is this Pi hat. It will be placed on the top of the Raspberry Pi. Then we have this ultrasonic sensor for obstacle avoidance. Then we have this camera. Then these are the screws, and all the screws are well labeled, and it's also same mentioned on the instruction manual as well, so it's very easy to assemble. And these are the servo arms. Next we have got is this pair of wires. Both are same, so one is a spare one and one we can use it. And then we have got the screwdrivers and this a bit tool to assemble this robot. So these were all the parts which we got out of the box. And apart from this you will need something else, that is the main Raspberry Pi board. So you need to purchase this Raspberry Pi board separately. I am using a Raspberry Pi 4 gigabit model, and you will also need 2 18650 batteries to run this robot. So now let's get started with the assembly. So first we need to connect this ribbon. So follow the steps which are shown in the instruction manual, and you can also refer this video as well. So I am showing you everything in detail, so you can follow my steps as well. So this ribbon we are connecting for the battery, so we can easily remove the batteries from the battery holder. So we are using M3x4 nylon screws to connect this battery holder on the frame. So here we place the battery holder in this direction, and we'll use this M3x4 nylon screws. So now we have connected the battery holder, and now we'll be connecting some standoffs. So we are using these screws. So everything is mentioned in the manual as well, and I'm also showing step by step. So we'll be connecting the standoffs by placing the screws from the bottom, and we'll screw in the standoffs. So here we have screwed all the standoffs. So now we'll connect the ultrasonic sensor on the other frame. So we'll place it here, and to fix this we will be using this screws and nut, 1.4x6 and 1.4 nuts. So these are very tiny, so be careful. They have also provided some spare screws and nut, so if you misplace one of this, then you can already have the second option. So now I have connected all the 4 screws and nut. So our ultrasonic sensor is fixed tightly over here. So now we are using this M3x24 standoff. and we'll connect this on the bottom of this frame, so we can connect this both frames with each other. So now we are using this M3x6 screws, and we'll fix the bottom plate on this standoff. So now after connecting both the plates with each other, now we'll connect the wire to the ultrasonic sensor. So you just have to plug into the socket. So now we'll connect the camera module. So first we'll need to connect the FFC cable. So we'll loosen up this socket and we'll plug in the FFC cable, and we'll tighten up the socket so it will be fixed over there. So now we are using M2x4 screws to connect this camera module on the frame. So from the back side of the camera module, we'll screw this and we'll fix it up. So now we have connected the camera module. So now we need to adjust this FFC cable and place the Raspberry Pi over the standoffs, and we need to connect the FFC cable to the Raspberry Pi camera connector. So here we have connected the FFC cable to Raspberry Pi as well. So now we are using 2.5x11 standoff. So we'll connect this on the Raspberry Pi, and over this standoff we'll connect the Pi hat module. So we are using this tool to tighten up, which was provided in the box itself. So after connecting all the standoffs, we'll connect the Pi hat. So we are using 2.5x14 screws, and this is the Pi hat module. So make sure you connect all the header pins correctly, and this is the clear acrylic case for the Pi hat. So first we'll connect the Pi hat on the Raspberry Pi. Make sure you connect it correctly, and then we'll place the case, and then we'll fix it with the screws. So now we'll connect the battery connector. So I have passed this wire from the bottom and we'll connect it to the Pi hat power connector. So here we have connected the battery. So I'm using a 32 gigabit SD card and we'll flash the OS. So we are using this special EzBlock OS with the Raspbian. So we'll download this from here. I'll share the link in the description so you can also download it. So after downloading it, you will also need a Raspberry Pi images software. I will also share a link for this as well. So here we'll go to choose OS, and on the bottom you will find this use others, and we'll select the OS which we downloaded. We'll click on open, and now we'll choose the storage, that is our 32 gigabit SD card, and then we'll click on the right button and you will click on yes, and it will start flashing the OS on the SD card. This is the special OS for this robot, so make sure you add this OS only to your SD card, not the normal Raspbian one. So after uploading this OS, you can eject the SD card and you can connect the SD card to the Raspberry Pi. So here we have got the SD card, and now I am connecting it to the Raspberry Pi. And after connecting it, we'll connect the batteries. Make sure you connect the battery ends properly, positive to the positive side and negative to the negative side. And after connecting the battery, you can turn on the Raspberry Pi. So now after it boots up, the next step is to zero all the servos. So here are all our 12 servo motors, and on the 11th pin on the Raspberry Pi, you need to connect each and every servo to make it to the 0 position. So to check whether the servo is moving or not, we'll connect a servo with the servo arm, and we'll move the servo arm little bit on the left side, and then we'll connect the servo pin to the pin 11 on the Pi hat, and let's see if it moves or not. and yes, it moved a little bit. So now it has came to the 0 position, and similarly we'll do this with all the servos. Now we'll assemble the legs of our robot. So we are using this plate and we are using M1.5x4 screws, and we'll connect this servo arm on the slots over here. So we are using these screws and we'll fix it over here. So similarly I have connected another servo arm as well. So in total we have connected 2 servo arms over here. Now we'll pass on the servo wires from this slot. Now we are using these rivets and metal washer to connect the middle arm of the robot. So here at the 90-degree angle we need to connect this arm. So we are using the rivets, which are the self-locking rivets, and we'll add a washer so it can move freely. And now we'll connect this arm and we'll gently press the rivet from backside so it will get self-locked. So you can see now it's locked. Now we'll connect the servo motor. Make sure the arm will be into a 90-degree angle while connecting the servo motor. So you can see it's on the 90-degree angle. Now we are using this M2x10 screws to fix the servo with the arm. So we have fixed this. So now we'll continue with the other part as well. So this is the end of the arm. So we need to connect a servo arm on this as well. So I've connected this servo arm with the screws. Again we need to connect this with the rivets and the washer. And again we have to follow the same principle. We need to connect this at the 90-degree angle. So I've connected the rivet and a washer, and now we'll connect it with the middle arm and we'll gently press it and it will get self-locked. So as you can see it's locked. And now we'll connect the servo motor. Again we'll keep in mind it should be at the level of 90-degree. So you need to form this type of angle while connecting the servo motors. Make sure you don't rotate the servo motor after connecting the arm. So now we have fixed the servo motors. And now we'll permanently fix the servo arm on the servo with the screw. So these are the screw we are using. So following the same procedure you need to make 3 other legs. So in total you will have 4 legs. So now we'll connect this servo motor on the bottom plate of our robot. So these are the other 4 servo motors and we need to screw it over here. So I've screwed all the 4 servo motors. And now we need to connect all the 4 legs at the angle of 45-degree. So as I'm showing in the video, we need to connect these legs at this angle. So again we are using this metal washer and rivet to connect these legs. So we'll pass on the rivet from bottom, and now we'll connect the washer. And now we'll pass on the leg, and from the top it will get connected to the servo motor. So just make sure you keep it at the angle of 45 degrees, and once your angle is correct, just push on the rivet and it will get self-locked. Similarly we'll connect the other 3 legs as well. So now I have connected all the 4 legs, and now we'll screw the servo arms. So now it's time for the connections. So first we'll connect the ultrasonic sensor module. So we need to connect to D3, D2 port and 3.3 volt and the ground. Now we'll connect all the servo motors. You can see everything is mentioned correctly on this manual. So connect to P0, connect to P1, connect to P2. Make sure you see the direction of the camera and connect the connections accordingly. So now we'll connect all the servo motors one by one. So we'll start with P0 and we'll proceed to P1, P2 and so on. So finally I have completed all the connections according to the instruction manual, and now we'll power on our robot. So it will take few seconds to completely power on. So till then you can download this application, that is EzBlock. Open this application, click on change product and select the PiCrawler module, and here we'll click on connect. So we are selecting PiCrawler and we'll click on connect, and now you will get option to turn on Bluetooth, and here you will find the IP address of your Raspberry Pi. So just connect it. Since we are using it for the first time, we need to connect the country, Wi-Fi name, Wi-Fi password. So after connecting it to the internet, again it will ask to give a name of your robot. Now we'll click on calibration settings, and we need to calibrate this robot. So on the instruction manual you will find this page where we need to place this robot on this page, and we need to calibrate the arms of this robot. So you can use the buttons on your application to calibrate this robot, as I am doing. So by pressing these X, Y and Z axis buttons, you can calibrate the arms. Make sure you set it at the center of the circle which is on the instruction manual. And after doing this for all the 4 arms, your robot is ready to work. So now I am controlling this robot with the remote example. So you can see by pressing forward, backward, left, right direction, the robot moves in that direction. So this is another twist example where robot will do a bit of dance on the music, and the music is also played by the robot itself from the speakers built in. Now in this example we are using the camera of the robot, and we are using artificial intelligence to detect the color of the object placed in front of the camera. So right now it's detecting red color, now it's detecting blue color, and now it will detect yellow color. Now this is a bullfight example where the robot follows the red color object and it will move to the direction where the object moves. So if I move the object on the left side or the right side, the bot will also change its direction accordingly. So friends, I hope you like this video. Then do hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more such videos, and I will see you in the next one.
Do subscribe and press bell icon to get instant notification for new video.